Hi guys, I'm s7yler, and in this video I'm going to review the Blackview BV5000, a rugged 5-inch smartphone which is IP67 certified, so it is water, shock and dust proof. This model is also available in orange or army green if you're into more funky colors. I got this phone from a trusted shop called tomtop.com, a relative new shop from China. And currently they also have warehouses in Germany, UK and Spain, so they can send it tax-free, and if you don't know them yet, I suggest to check them out. The cool design with huge protected corners screams outdoor, mod and construction site, but also in practice you can use it outdoor in rain or if you're just going to the jungle. I must admit that I normally don't like rugged phones as they often look cheap and ugly. But the first time I held the BV5000 in my hand, I really thought, wow, nice heavy phone. It is very huge, thick and the front glass feels very hard. Of course the phone is no way indestructible, but it does feel very solid and honest, while it at the same time also looks pretty nice and stylish. On my channel I also have a full unboxing video. Remember to check this out if you want to have a closer look at the accessories included. I will provide a link below in the video description. I plan to keep this phone for the future, so I'm not going to torture or mistreat the phone in this video. Blackview made some clips where they use it as a hammer, crack walnuts and put it into water and a paint bucket. I will show some of these tests in the end of the video and also provide a link to another real review where these things are tested again. Let's have a look at the phone design. On the top we find the light and proximity sensor, the ear speaker together with a 2 megapixel front camera. Notice that it does not have any notification LED, so that's something you have to deal with. The phone has a 5-inch 720p HD IPS display, which comes with a pre-installed screen protector. The front glass is 2.5D curved and feels extremely thick and hard, but of course not totally indestructible. In the bottom we find the menu, home and back buttons, all with low white backlight, and notice also that we further down have the location for the microphone. On the rear side, which is removable and made of plastic, we find an 8 megapixel rear camera together with a single LED flash. Inside the phone we also find a removable 5000 mAh battery, which with the included 2 amp charger takes about 3 hours to do a full charge, but after that you can also use it for about 3 to 4 days. In the Geekbench 3 battery test with dimmed display, I got up to 20 hours on screen time. That's really amazing and the highest I so far have seen on a China smartphone. And last we see the Blackview name and the rear speaker, which provide okay quality. In the bottom of the phone we don't find anything, which for me is pretty rare. On the right side we just find the power button. In the top we find the 3.5mm headphone jack, which provides good sound, and the micro USB port with OTG support. Both are protected with some rubber parts to protect it against water and dust. And last on the left side we find the volume rocker and a side frame made in metal. So let me open up the back side, and notice also that you will normally need to use some included screws to make it 100% waterproof. Inside we find some rubber that covers the internals, and it is very important to place this correct. We see it has 2 SIM trays, one standard and one micro, and also a micro SD card slot, and this at least support cards up to 128 GB. I will actually test this later in the video. And we see the huge battery, which is removable. And this one here is on 5000 mAh, enough for at least 3 to 4 days use. And last we also see the built-in speaker, and it's pretty big, and there's some kind of filter on top, so water can't get into the speaker, so that's pretty nice. And let me just show you here again the flaps here. We have the ports, we have the USB port and the 3.5mm headphone jack. Okay, so let's have a look at the phone, and it supports double tap to wake. You can see that here, and we have some shortcuts to the dialer and the camera. Just slide to the side. And let's also try the off-screen gestures. Let's try V, and this will start up the file browser. We see that here. You can also, for example, just slide up to unlock directly. Or you can just double tap and wave your hand over the proximity sensor and it will unlock. Very convenient. And here you see the launcher. So the stock launcher support themes, so you can change the look, the icons and so on. Let's first have a look on the touch keys. We have backlight. So not the strongest, but enough to see these keys in the dark. But remember that there's no kind of notification LED, so that's something you have to deal with. Let's just try to scroll a little bit here in the UI. And you can see it's pretty smooth and fast, but we must remember that the processor is only clocked at 1.0, only 1 GHz, so not the fastest, but here in the UI you see no problems at all, very smooth and nice. So this launcher do not have any kind of app drawer, so all the apps are placed here on the home screens. We also have a dedicated page for the music player. For the camera, you can scroll up and down here in the timeline. And let me just show you here the settings, wallpaper, themes, widgets and effects. Let's try out the theme, and you can change the look. You can see other nice themes like this, a Lego theme. This one here is glass. This one looks like MIUI a little bit. And different styles and so on. And it's even also possible to download more here in the theme store. So you can see here new themes, many different to choose from. And you can also see a preview if you click on one like this. So that's pretty cool. Let's see here, wallpaper. I can download different wallpapers online. And the phone is pretty clean of bloatware. There are only few apps pre-installed. Of course, the phone comes with the Play Store. We have the gallery and the camera. We have here clock, Twitter, and the Sender app. With this you can send files. You can see here we have here a folder. And there's of course sound recorder, video player, settings, FM radio, file manager and so on. There's also a torch from the beginning. I installed myself the AnTuTu and also some of the Google apps and some test apps here to test the phone. So the vibration in the phone is a little bit weak. Not the biggest motor, I think. Let's just try here. So I can feel it, but it's not that strong actually in my hand. The sound is actually louder than the vibration. And let me also show you the bezels more clearly. So in this page here you can see we have black borders. Of course there is also this huge bumper in the side. But overall I think it still looks pretty good. Also especially with this curved front glass, 2.5D. So regarding the reception, the network have been good while I tested the phone. So you can see here is dual SIM. I'm using one 3G card and one 2G. Of course the phone also supports 4G LTE. Wi-Fi is also good, but it only supports 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi, no 5 GHz, but still it's pretty stable and fast, so no issues at all. The same with the Bluetooth, so overall good connectivity, reception and network. And let's have a look inside the camera app. So this one here is also pretty stock. We see all the normal features for MediaTek, multi-angle view, face beauty and so on. Let's see some settings, and we have stall location, we have the color effect, white balance, anti-flicker, and so on. And here we have the zero shutter delay, anti-shake, smile shot, auto scene detection. So the camera is 13 megapixels interpolated, real megapixels are 8. You can also set the volume control to capture, change the ISO. Let's see here for the video, electronic image stabilization. So video quality in fine is only HD, so no full HD recording. And let me show you some camera samples. Let's see this one here. You can see the details are pretty good. So for an outdoor phone, this camera is more than enough in my opinion. And as always, I will also provide a link in the description to some camera samples in high resolution. So to see the quality, I suggest to take a look at these and be the judge yourself. And let me test out the autofocus. So you can see it's working. Let's see a sample picture. Very sharp and nice. And let me now try here in the dark just with the LED flash. So the LED flash is not the strongest. You also notice that here. And let's try out the torch. And this is only a single LED, and as you can see, it's not that strong. Kind of weak actually. If you get far away, you can see the light is not strong at all, only if you're really close up to the object. Okay, let me just show you the touch buttons again here in the dark. Let's check out the viewing angles. These are good. So this is HD IPS. And now let's try out a test call. And let's test out the proximity sensor. Okay, let's try out the speaker.
You have not pressed any key. To listen to your messages, press 1.
And let me put the ear speaker up to the microphone so you can hear that. Let's try here.
You have no messages in your voicemail box. To listen to your messages, press 1. To change your personal options, press 2.
Okay, so it's loud and very clear, as you can hear. And the microphone is also average, so everything is okay. Let me also show you the difference in the thickness of the display, the glass. I have here another phone, so let's try here first this one here. You can hear it's really hard. Let's try the same here on this one here. You can hear the glass here sounds cheaper and thinner, not as hard as this one here. You can really hit this hard, very thick and hard glass. And also if you put some pressure on the display, on the glass, let's try this here. Actually, I'm pressing pretty hard right now. Let's try here on another spot. So you have to press really, really hard to see any kind of movement on the display. Let me try with 2 fingers. And here you can see a little bit of pressure with this finger here. But you really have to put a lot of force to the display. With normal usage you can't do anything, it's rock solid. Very hard. And maybe you also can see it here from the side that the glass here has the curved 2.5D, and it's also, as told, very hard and solid. So this is not just thin normal glass. Okay, let's test out the USB on the go OTG. So this one here is included. I connected a USB stick. Let's try to connect here in the top. Yeah, and it's found. USB storage. Let's see the file manager. External USB storage. So these files are located here on the USB stick. Let's try some music and a sound test with the built-in speaker. Okay, so the sound quality is pretty good, I would say. Not the best, but better than on many other budget phones in the same price class that I have tried. Overall, I'm pretty satisfied with the sound quality. Let's check out the quick toggles. So we have these here, and you can see there's support for hot knot. Let's try to turn up the brightness. Very bright display. Let's try to turn it down to the lowest. Okay. Let me set this here. And let's see the settings. And as told, it supports hot knot. So with this you can send files to another phone that also support hot knot. We have the SIM cards. And here you can set SIM 1 or SIM 2 to data. So both slots will support mobile data. Let's see what we else have here. We have the display, gesture motion, 3-point screenshot. So you just slide 3 fingers down to take a screenshot. And we also find more here. Motion, turn to silence, and smart switch. So when you have enabled the loudspeaker and you take the phone up to your ear, it will turn off the speaker automatically. Let's see the storage. So right now I have a 128GB micro SD card inside the phone. And the first one you see here is the SD card. You see 119GB total space. Let's scroll down and I can unmount and erase the SD card. And this one here will only work in FAT32. We have the total space of the phone storage on 16GB. We see available and system. And also here, if you connect USB on the go. Let's see the RAM consumption. And here we see 1.4GB of RAM is free, of 2GB total. Let's see cached. Okay. And here we also see gesture unlock. So here, for example, double tap to wake, slide up to unlock. You can draw letters to start up apps and so on. And then we have security, accounts, language and input. It's of course multi-language. And last we see accessibility. And we also have some smart features here. Let's see. I think this must be air gestures in the gallery, music player and the camera. You can also unlock just by swiping your hand like this. And last we find developer options and about phone. We see the build number, Android version 5.1, model number, and support for wireless update. So that's it for the settings. In the rest of the video I will show you some results from different test apps, and in the end I will run a game and tell you about the pros and cons, so stay tuned if you want to know more. And now to the pros and cons. First, the pros. The Blackview BV5000 is a very solid outdoor smartphone and it is water, dust and shock proof. If I was going to a jungle, I think I would pick this one. The phone was optimized for outdoor use, so the battery life is super long. I got over 20 hours on screen time in the Geekbench 3 battery test. That's so far the best I have seen on any phone. Despite the low clocked MTK6735 SoC, the phone runs very smooth and stable, and with normal usage you will never feel any kind of lag. It has a sharp and vivid 720p HD display with good brightness. Also, it has a very loud built-in speaker with okay sound quality, maybe not in the level with flagships, but still a lot better than on many other China phones in the same price class. And last, for an outdoor phone, the camera is more than enough. It shoots good pictures with 8 megapixel, while in low light, pictures get a bit grainy. To the cons are that it comes with the MTK6735P chipset clocked only at 1.0 GHz, which is super for the battery life, but not recommended for heavy gaming. And the AnTuTu score on 24,000 is also a bit low, but still acceptable for an outdoor phone. The USB port and the 3.5mm headphone jack are pretty deep inside the bumper, so not all kind of connectors or jacks might work. Also, there is no kind of notification LED, and there is no compass, and it has only few built-in sensors. The phone is extremely heavy in the hand because of the 5000 mAh battery, which could also be a no-go for some users. And last, if the phone hits the ground head down on the front glass, it may not survive as there is no edge or lip around the display to protect the front glass, and the phone itself is pretty heavy, so the impact will be pretty strong. But if you should be unlucky and destroy the screen, you can go on AliExpress and buy a new front screen including the touch panel for about $40 US. I will provide a link to that and more info down below in the video description. So guys, that's it for the review. Remember also to check out my blog. You find the link in the video description. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. Give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.